recording. Hi, I'm Frankie. Welcome to the Mammoth Tech Show, and today we're going to be talking about Lego and Mega Bloks. So the first set I'd like to talk about is my Technic Mclaren. This was the big 1 to 8, I think it is, Technic set, and it's based on the 2023 Mclaren F1 car. With it being Technic, it was quite a tricky build. There were a lot of very little fiddly pieces because they have engineered it and made it so it's quite accurate to the real car, so the engine and the pistons and everything like that are all moving parts, and the suspension and everything all works as well. So obviously you had to put all that together yourself, so it was a very interesting build, but it was also very fiddly at times. For those of you that haven't built Technic Lego before, Technic Lego is very different to what I would call standard Lego. You have to excuse the hair. We're standing outside, I've got a lot of it, and I forgot to bring a hair tie. So as I say, Technic I would say is very different to what I would call the standard Lego. Generally there's lots and lots of fiddly little parts. It's quite what some people would call the standard Technic parts, so those little black peg things that you have to use a lot of to peg lots of little long pieces together to get the structure of what you're using. The car itself, you've got a lot of moving parts, so the pistons and the engine and everything all works. So as you move the wheels of the car, the suspension and everything works as well. So as you can wheel the car along, you can see the pistons going up and down on the engine, and that does make it a rather tricky build, and it took quite a long time to build, and personally I found I had quite sore fingers afterwards because you've got to push all these little peg bits in. Standard Lego on the other hand is generally just bigger pieces in general, and it goes together a lot quicker. Overall, being a McLaren fan and a Formula 1 fan, I find the set is a really nice set, and it looks really, really nice when it's built and on display. One thing to take into consideration with these sets, because they have now brought out a few other of the sets that are the same size, is actually just that, it's their size. They are big when they are fully assembled. They are about 64 centimetres long, and although measuring that on a ruler you'd think that doesn't actually seem that long, we actually find it quite difficult finding enough shelf space to display it on, so that it is on display nicely, and we certainly wouldn't have space to get another one without investing in some rather expensive Perspex boxes that you can then stack on top of each other. I like it to look at. I wouldn't say it was, for me, I wouldn't say it was the most enjoyable set to build. I find all the fiddly little bits a little bit frustrating at times, because my eyesight isn't great and there is some really small fiddly intricate parts. So the other set that I was going to talk about that I've recently built is a Mega Bloks set, which is another brand. They currently have the Pokemon license, and so I built Pikachu. The main difference I would say is that there weren't any stickers. I forgot to mention the stickers on the Lego part. All of the blocks in the Mega Bloks set were printed blocks, which was really nice, so you didn't have to faff around with applying many stickers. But it clicked together really well. I would say the instructions weren't as clear as Lego instructions, so there was a little bit of having to take it apart, because you'd get to the next step and find that you'd put it together slightly wrong because the pictures weren't that clear. in the instructions. The other thing I would say with Mega Bloks is that their technique of putting multiple blocks together isn't as good as Lego's either. It's just the method in which it goes together. So if it wants you to clip two kind of base plate type things together, it will just tell you to put them side by side and clip stuff on, whereas Lego would probably tell you get one, put something on there and then clip the base plate to the back. I was very impressed with the quality of the parts with Mega. I would say that the Mega Bloks didn't click together quite as well as official Lego bricks. They were fine, and once they are together it's a really sturdy model, but there was quite a bit of fiddling and you had to push them together quite a lot harder than what you have to with standard Lego. So the other major difference I would say with Lego and Mega Bloks are the instructions. So with Lego, they've both got printed paper instructions. The Lego paper instructions are, I would say, superior to the Mega Bloks paper instructions. They're a lot clearer with where you need to be putting your pieces, so there is less, if you follow the Lego instructions properly, taking things apart and getting things wrong. But the other major advantage that Lego has over Mega Bloks is the companion Lego Builder app. So on the front of most Lego instructions you'll find a QR code. Scan that, you can then register your set, and then it will then take you to a set of interactive instructions. And these interactive instructions are absolutely brilliant, because every single step you get a little interactive picture that you can spin 360 degrees in any direction. So if you're at all confused as to where a piece is supposed to go, you can spin the picture around and find out exactly where it goes. And I personally wouldn't build a Lego set now without that app if it does have the interactive instructions. Now, not every set has the interactive instructions, but if they do, then I thoroughly recommend using the app. One of the other things that I would like to point out about Mega Bloks is that they are actually owned by Mattel, which are a really big games company. You've probably heard of them with board games, etc., etc. They are not fake Lego. They are their own construction sets, and they are put together really, really well. A lot of people think that it's knockoff Lego, and it's not. It is their own thing. They have the licenses for Pokemon currently. So if you want Pokemon at the moment, then you need to go to Mattel. But I thoroughly recommend them. They're put together really well. I love the fact that they've got printed pieces and you're not constantly having to put loads of stickers on, which with a lot of the Lego sets you have a sheet of stickers that you've got to put on them. So I would thoroughly recommend both brands for their own different reasons, and it really just depends on, has Mega Bloks got the set that you want, or has Lego got the set that you want? And that's the only difference between the two, really. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give us the thumbs up, like and subscribe to the Mammoth Tech Show, because it really does help the channel. You can ring the little notification bell if you want to be notified of when we've got new videos up. But I've been Frankie, this has been the Mammoth Tech Show, and you've been very kind to watch.